Hey everyone, Matt here, the founder of Autogrow.co. Currently recording this, as you probably know if you've seen my previous videos, from Medellin, Colombia. And it's nighttime now. Usually I record these during the day, but I'm currently on an interesting sleep schedule right now. I'm doing an experiment. I'm seeing, what is it like just to kind of go to sleep when you're tired, rather than just kind of going to sleep at a set time every day, because they've done research and experiments. I learned this in psychology class years ago. They did an experiment that put a woman in a cave, and she didn't have any access to any clocks, and they found that the human body's natural circadian rhythm was to go to sleep, or rather to cycle through on a 25-hour basis. Now, no one really knows why that is. I'm a natural night owl, so I was curious to see if I would be more productive kind of working, um, on kind of a not so set schedule. And I think it feels better to just be in harmony with the rest of the world. So I'll probably be recording these during the day, as you'll see in future videos. Anyway, this video is about more landing pages equaling more leads. Now, you may have heard some of the research on this. One of the often quoted studies comes from HubSpot. And HubSpot found from a survey that they actually recently updated, as recently as last year in 2017, there's a direct relationship between the number of landing pages that you have and the number of leads that you're able to generate. And that makes sense if you think about it, because having more landing pages is, if you do it right, naturally going to attract more traffic. If you're going after the right keywords, you're optimizing the page, you're promoting the page, you're doing the right things, you're using best practices there. And it's actually quite staggering if you have anywhere in the range of 21 landing pages and up, as far as it correlating with overall lead generation. So to further prove this point, we got the example of Mint.com. So what Mint did was, in order to build a user base of over 100,000 users within a matter of weeks after launching, um, one tactic that they used was to optimize these tiny little landing pages that would branch off from their main site, pages that would talk about certain features or certain benefits or certain problems that their free application actually solved for users around personal finance. So that was a big reason why they were able to, um, to build their email list so fast. So to further prove the point, at Autogrow.co, we've been producing very consistently at least one new quality blog post per week. That's always been our goal since we kind of started this process back in the beginning of 2014. And you can see that the amount of traffic that we generated has directly correlated with that. Our traffic just kind of continued to go up. And if I showed you the graph of leads, it directly mirrors the amount of traffic. As traffic grows, we get more leads in a direct relationship to that. So, just briefly to go over the 5 types of pages that you want to kind of go after. And again, these pages, the idea is you're selecting a keyword, right, that is going to determine the intent that you're looking to kind of match the landing page up with. So for example, we have here, as the first type, blog posts or landing pages targeted at research intent. In other words, someone who's searching just for information, they may make a purchase at some point, but what exactly they're searching for doesn't really indicate that they are ready or interested or even researching anything directly related to a purchase. For example, how do I design a website? And this is an example relevant to if you are a web design agency, just a very simple example, right? The other type is going at creating landing pages that target keywords that have clear commercial intent. So someone who isn't ready to buy right now, but they are doing research around something related to that's going to help them to make a purchase decision in the near future related to a product or service. For example, how much does it cost to design a website? Or, what is the what are affordable tools for doing such a thing? And finally, there are the lead generation landing pages directly targeted at buyer intent. So this is where someone is searching for something and they come to this landing page out of the direct intent to make a purchase decision. For example, they're searching for, in the case of a web design agency, web design services, web design monthly pricing packages, for example, web design quote, all right? And I talk about also in the article here, the sunflower technique. So I recommend you give that a read over as well, because that directly relates to the mint.com example. And again, the way that it works is if you imagine a sunflower, that has the core and that has the petals kind of coming out from the center. So that's exactly what mint.com did is, they had these different landing pages and then a call to action at the bottom that would drive people back to their homepage to actually sign up and quote unquote buy, it was a free product, but just to use that term loosely, to buy into their service by signing up for it, all right? The other two types are obviously your homepage, kind of the main kind of core of it, and tripwires as well, especially if you are an info product company. So you can create dedicated landing pages that are also, they have to be somewhat aligned with either, I would say, commercial intent ideally, or directly with buyer intent, and then a tripwire would convert pretty well for you there just off of organic traffic. So here's one thing that I want you to do. I want you to take action in the next 15 minutes because, it's nice to listen to what I have to say, but it's even nicer to get results and to feel yourself kind of building some momentum. And also kind of in the spirit of what we're doing now. So this article isn't perfectly aligned with the auto growth funnel framework that I came out with yesterday in the first official Matt Hacks video. So if you didn't see that one, we're coming out every week has a theme and a focus. So this week's theme is traffic. So we're doing everything and sharing the journey with you and what we're learning and the mistakes we're making and the successes, of course, around traffic. How are we going to grow traffic at the top level of the funnel? And then the next week it's going to be email list building, all right? And the next week it's going to be sales conversions. And the following week it's going to be upsells, downsells, cross-sells, overall maximizing the lifetime value of a customer relationship. And then it goes back and it repeats. And this is the funnel framework that we're following. So this week, this article doesn't perfectly align with the traffic theme, but we're gonna kind of switch up some of the articles that we have planned coming up so that going forward, they're going to kind of align with the weekly theme. But anyway, from this video and from this resource, here's the action that I want you to take in the next 15 minutes. All right, don't worry about getting it perfect, but I want you to pick a keyword with commercial intent. Just think of something quick, go over to Google Keyword Planner, pop it in, confirm that there's some search traffic around it, maybe find a better phrase. That should take you just, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. And then I want you to come up with a headline and a title tag and make sure that the keyword is in there, all right? Use emotive language in the title that is both going to catch people's eye and clearly describe, what they're going to get by clicking through from search results into going into the landing page, okay? And then write some educational text that fulfills on the promise of the title. It doesn't have to be more than, it could be as little as 300 words up to 500 words, and you can do this in a span. You can just bang it out, like 10 minutes maximum on that. Don't worry about getting it perfect. You can go do that later. All right. And at the end of that text that's educational, I want you to offer a compelling reason for a person to take the next step. Now, that next step can be signing up for your service. So you want to link them maybe over to your homepage in the same way that Mint did. You want to, and maybe on your homepage, you're actually selling them something, or there's a call to action on that page for them to contact you for a quote or a consultation, whatever it might be. Either that or have the call to action be for a lead magnet. All right, so you want to have a compelling lead magnet. And if you want a copy of this article, there's a link right on the blog post text for it. So you can download this, you can refer back to it later if you need inspiration, or you want to kind of repeat this process so that you are creating multiple landing pages to drive more leads for your business, and you're doing it to target the different types of intent that your audience has when they're searching for what you have to offer them. All right. So if you're still itching for more leads and you want more great tips, check out my free Double Your Leads in 30 Days course. It's completely free. All right. And actually, the lessons are going to be dripped out to you in a little bit less than the 30-day time frame. But the idea is that the lessons are bite-sized and actionable and simple, that you can implement the tips that I teach you there, and you can start getting results. You can actually double your leads within the 30-day time frame. Okay, so go check that out. I've linked to it directly below this video. It's all still kind of getting used to that, where to point sort of thing. So I'll probably link to it over here as well, over here. And then there'll be a link to directly below this video. If you're watching it on YouTube, it'll be in the description, and it will also be on the page if you're reading this blog post. All right. Until next time, keep hustling, stay focused. I'll talk to you soon.